Congress week so far. My name is Julia Woodhall, and I'll be your facilitator for this panel today. Currently, I am an instructional developer, graduate instructional developer, with the Center for Teaching Excellence here at the University of Waterloo. I'm a Ph.D. candidate with the Department of Sociology and Legal Studies, and I'm also an avid sessional lecturer. So I've taught a few courses at the University of Guelph, I've taught here at the University of Waterloo, and I've also taught out in London at Western University. So I'm somebody who's made a bit of a grad student career out of sessional teaching, which is an interesting thing that we'll talk about today. So today we want to talk about how you will survive teaching your first course. So I'd like to start off with a general question for the room. Here at the CTE, we always do things in an interactive fashion, so get ready to talk and participate today. So what do you hope to get out of today?
I'm particularly curious as someone who's done a fair amount of kind of teaching support roles like TA, and I worked on an online course here in engineering for a bit. So I'm more curious about linking content to kind of a more directive role in a classroom as opposed to kind of providing support role on things that you don't have any control over content-wise.
Good. So getting that autonomy with your first course and developing that content and how that works out. What's your name?
Kate.
Kate. Nice to meet you, Kate. Great. Fantastic. Okay, anyone else? Why are you here today? Why did you bother coming out when Margaret Atwood's talking somewhere else? What would you like to get out of today's session?
Well, to me, is to hear people's perspectives and stories and experience on how they dealt with problems that came along and what worked, what didn't work.
Good, great. And your name?
Melanie.
Melanie. So great. So Melanie's looking for some troubleshooting, that idea of live from experience, right? So by listening to these people today who are very knowledgeable sessional teachers, you'll learn a little bit about what works and what doesn't, and some of the things that we've done ourselves that we considered best practices or things that have ended up with poor outcomes in some cases. Great, good. Anyone else? Last comment. Why are you here? One more person.
I think getting some advice on setting a really positive tone from the outset. Courses go so quickly, and I find that as a TA, it's critical to get that in place right at the beginning. And so as a sole instructor, without a prof, I'm wondering how to do that by myself.
Good, and what's your name?
Ada.
Okay, so Ada was saying, let's make an impression, right? Let's get out there and start on a strong foot from the first go. How do we do that when we're the one who's the face of the course now, right? So it's a very changing role. So one of the reasons why I first attended one of these sessions, when I was getting ready to start my career as a sessional, was because I realized that there's a high value in informal networks with this type of teaching. So oftentimes we're bouncing around between courses and between departments, universities even, and we don't get that chance to establish these formal connections that might assist us as we move along the way, learning how to teach as a new instructor. So today we'd like to create this form of informal network. So what we'll be doing is we'll have about 45 minutes of talks from our panel over here. And then after that, I'm going to open up the floor for some discussion amongst all of you. So we have a great long period of discussion where you can ask your specific questions and voice some of those specific concerns. And after that, we'll be moving into dealing with some scenarios on our own and talking about how we might resolve some of the common issues. So to introduce our panel for today, first off, we have Rachel McKinnon, and she is from the Department of Philosophy, and she has recently finished her Ph.D., so she's working as a sessional lecturer here. Over here we have Allison Cattell. She is a Ph.D. candidate with German right now, and she's in our Certificate for University Teaching program. This is Jenny Flagler. She is from my home department, the Department of Sociology, and she recently started her career as a sessional lecturer in the fall with her first course. And she participated in our new teachers panel here at Waterloo, which is something that she can talk about a little bit to you. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to hand the floor over to Rachel, and she's going to let you know about some of her experience.